Okay, let's start. Hope you're all doing well. So, guys, last week we discussed doing a little session on the Forex Tester. Forex Tester product, stumbled across it about 3 months ago while mentoring somebody, and can't keep my hands off it ever since. Made huge improvements to trading, and use it very often in boot camps. Basically, we're trading along in boot camp, markets might not be moving, so we try to make up for the time by testing specific things out in Forex Tester. For example, some people will say, hey, I just cannot get into these sorts of trades when the market is just moving in a direction and doesn't pull back or anything. You can go back to known times, like these fundamental times in Forex Tester, and work out how to trade it. So for today, for the Forex Tester, I want to do something very basic. Okay, I'm going to be here for another few weeks, guys, so Forex Tester, we can get it out again and try more complicated things. But basically what I want to do today is just look at basic new 4-hour, say, swing breaks. You know, breaks of this sort of thing, this sort of thing. Something I don't do actually. I want to take the break, put it like a healthy little 50 pip stop on it, see if we can get into a few trades. Oh, there's a cam, Tobias. Everyone can see my charts? I can see them. You might want to reset quickly. Okay. And basically want to see if we can get some breaks on 4-hour charts. And we'll talk about various other things to go along with the trading strategy as time goes. For example, profit taking and all that sort of good thing. Also a little bit of psychology and stuff. But the whole theory behind this, guys, is by taking a break of a 4-hour swing, can we get ourselves into something that might be fundamentally driven? Because, you know, to change a trend on a 4-hour chart can take days. This over here, let me just grab a color. This over here can take days to form. Okay, it's like a change of trend on a 4-hour chart. So it's usually to bust things to new lows or highs and really give good momentum and direction. It needs sort of a break of a 4-hour chart, candle, something like that. It needs usually fundamentals. So by taking the break, we're hoping we're actually going to capture some fundamentals as well. Now, I fully expect to take some losers. I fully expect to take some break-evens, but I do expect to take some winners as well. Okay? And these are the sorts of things we do in bootcamp all the time, and I think quite essential to anyone's development as a trader. What you'll see here is we'll probably be able to go through several weeks of, what is this, Aussie? I'm just using the same after my lesson in bootcamp today. I'm just using the Aussie dollar 2000 and what's our date here? 2010, I think. Okay. Thank you, Daniel. Yes. I like to call it a J, not an old man hopping into an old bath. That is an old man hot bath situation, though. No, it's not my method, Lee. It's just something I've plucked out. It's a part of my method, but my method's a bit more complicated, so I just want to keep it easy for this one. Okay, so let's get started. So, if you're not following me, you'll soon pick up. But this is just a lesson. This is just getting around Forex Tester, how to use it. Okay, this is not, do not look at this video and say, oh my God, this is how I'm going to trade for the rest of my life. Okay, that's not the purpose here. Purpose here is education. Okay, if you watch this, no matter what happens here, if you watch this, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be applied in today's market. Okay, we're just going through a basic exercise. Have no idea what's going to happen. So as you can see, I can just press my space bar, and we forward candles on the 15-minute chart, by the way, on the left-hand side, 4-hour chart on the right. And if I press the space bar, I'll get a new 15-minute candle, and the 4-hour candle on the right does its move at the same time. So the first thing I'm looking for here, guys, is can we break this swing on a 4-hour? It's a trade plan. Can I just break it? I'm going to take it on the break. Okay? No pullback short or break and pullback. I'm just going to take the break. 50 pip stop, see what happens. Okay? Let me show you. Let's see if it lets us first. Okay, so we're now breaking that candle on the next 15 minutes, so I'll just take a trade. Sell it, and I will put a stop loss of about 50 pips, maybe a bit of spread in there, up there. Okay, so off we go. And suddenly we're up 50 pips. Took the break. Obviously, this was significant, fundamental or something, and off it went. Okay? Guys, I'm just keeping it simple. I just want to keep it simple, okay? We'll get more complicated as days go by, but there's because the whole thing, I'm gonna hopefully prove something to you here today, right? So I'm gonna drop my stop at break even. If I'm gonna get 30, 40, 50 pips up on a break, I'm gonna see if I can get lucky, and we're gonna see what happens here. Okay, so we're mucking around sideways. Can we make some new lows? Good. We can make new lows. I'm going to move my stop. Maybe just above the swing area here, just to bank some money. And then we'll see how we go. By the way, if we really get motoring in anything, I'll be looking at this 4-hour 5 as a sort of dynamic take profit. And depending on how many pips we can get up in some of these trades, I will talk about some trade management ideas. Very basic though, okay? So we're cruising around, coming back up here, okay, and we're out. That's fine. Okay, for this one, we'll get out of the trade, made a couple of pips, no big deal. My mission in this, guys, is to get a break and make something significant, okay? We want to see if we can go make multi-hundred pip profits here. Let's go and take the same trade again somewhere else. So we're just going to go until we can find ourselves the next 4-hour break. The problem is right now is those breaks are down here or up here. So we need to go and form something new. Not able because I'm trying to capture something significant. Okay? Man, what if you did that and then got out and then it took off and made 300 pips? This is the standard bootcamp stuff, Boyke, yes. See, one strategy right now would be to short through here on a change of trend based on this sort of deal, right? Sort of roll reversal, change of trend, 15-minute chart, and all that sort of thing. Yeah, so I'm just doing sort of breakout trades. Okay, so we're still swinging up. Great. Okay, so now we've formed a couple of other sort of swings on a 4-hour chart. So, I don't know, if we got this long break, take that sort of deal, would be an idea. And even if we broke short through here, take something like that. I'm just playing 4-hour swings, Daniel. Okay. So we're in that area. Is it going to break and go somewhere for us? Not right now. Not right now. Okay, so it broke to the downside. So I'll just take a little short. So I've been very, very patient. I haven't been getting eaten up in all these swings and everything. But I'll take a little short here and I'll plonk my 50 pip stop there and just see what happens. Okay, so suddenly we're up 50 pips. Stop loss to break even, see what happens. Now this could just come right back here and knock us out. Is what it is in trading, right? Okay, so it knocked us out. But more than enough on a break, jam the stop, break even. Okay, so we'll just line up the next trade. So here's our areas that I'm going to long or short from, guys. A break of this zone up here, or a refresh short down here. Okay, so that's my trade plan. Very basic. Very stupidly basic. Okay? So let's see what happens if we go to the, we go to the downside here again, or up. Okay, we've got a weekend. Not ideal. Okay, so breaking this swing through here. They got formed the previous 2 days before. Oh, sorry. Let me redraw. So that's that swing through there. So maybe we could just tag a little long and see what happens. Put our stop in place. Boom. Up 50 pips. 47. I'm going to move my stop to break even and see if we can get lucky. No, Boyke, I'm just taking the shot. The next candle that breaks above is swing. I'm taking it. Okay, now I'd like to go make some highs. So my stop doesn't get taken. Not looking good though. Yes, it is recorded. Okay. So once again, up 50 pips and it failed. So no big deal. So I have a couple of zones now to trade from. Now remember, you can scale, you can do other things and this sort of thing, but maybe that swing there and down here is what I'd be looking at breaking to trade from. Okay, we're still in that support area. Okay, so it's breaking, so maybe just a little short in here. Cyborg, I'm not trading. I'm just trading a specific just breaks. It's just a lesson, and it's an educational lesson. Okay, it's not the way I trade. It's not the way I know anyone that trades. Yes, you could, Tobias. Okay, so down we're coming. So not having too much luck so far. I've got a number of break evens. Okay, so no big deal, but we'll just keep soldiering on and see if anything gives us a decent shot. And we need to form a couple of swings. I've got this swing here. What do you mean work out RR, Cyborg? So that swing there, and I'd like to form something more substantial up here and long that. Well, it's going to be, I'm hoping to make like 150 pips. It's not a bootcamp methodology, guys. It's something I thought about today. Literally. Okay, so maybe a fresh break to the upside here. If we can break up, we'll long it. Oh, you did, Keith? Right. Nice. Okay, you know, remember that if you were trading a strategy like this, guys, and you had a number of break evens, you know, you might go and take some profit somewhere, but we're just going to soldier on for the, you know, educational wise and see what happens here. Now, if we get another break even, though, it's going to become a little frustrating, yes. If you were trading this sort of strategy live and you just had a week of break evens, boom, thank you. So suddenly we're up 142 pips. Okay, so suddenly I can start moving some stuff around because, you know, my 4-hour 5 is doing some stuff, so I might just move this up here a little bit below the 4-hour 5. It's going to ride the 4-hour 5 for a while. That would be nice. and we'll see what happens. Continuing up. Great, great. Now I'm going to correct, Abel. I'll find it, Cyborg. I'll have to ask David probably. See this through here, guys? See, this is going to end up being a swing on a 4-hour chart and a break to the downside, which I would consider possibly taking. So that's where I'm going to move my stop to. I'm going to modify my stop and put it below what I think could be a 4-hour swing somewhere. Okay, I'm going to close it because now I think I'm going to short it. Why, Daniel, you got this big thing about me being lucky. Why am I lucky? I'm just taking 4-hour swing breaks, dude. See, this isn't working too well. Come on. Oh, look at that. There was a swing, but look, it took my pip, stopped to the pip, and then fell through the floor. Some news or something came out. See, that's one thing in Forex Tester, that the news you can't see the news coming. See, I might not have been in that short if I knew that there was something significant coming out. But on the 4-hour chart, Money Magnet, it was that break through that swing there. So we came up. It was that break that I was trading. There you go. NFP for you. I would never have traded that on an NFP day. So fine. Whatever. And now it's rocketing off, so fine. We'll just let it go, and then we'll just form ourselves, a new swing, obviously, in the next week. But we've probably just been through, guys, we've probably nearly been through a good week's worth of data, mucking around there. So that just shows you how quickly you can go through stuff on the Forex Tester and just quickly test out any form of strategy that you want. And you can take your time. You can go real slow. We're going quite quickly here. Okay, so we're trucking on up, so no big deal. Now I'm looking at the 4-hour right now, because I need a 4-hour swing, right? See, and now I'm forming them potentially. A new fresh swing through here, or continuation up here. What's it going to be? We're all hesitating. This is where a lot of you get your get it handed to you when it's all sideways and you take trades that you shouldn't. I'm just going to sit back and essentially wait for these two areas here. That area to break or that area to break. I don't know. Okay. But it's all sideways now, so I'm not getting caught up in all these changes of trend and all that sort of stuff that potentially people are. I'm waiting for a candle to close below that area. Are we going to get it here? Come on. No. You can use limit or stop orders. It's up to yourself. Like if you want to go for if you have a job you have to go to, or you want to sleep, I mean, you might have to use a limit order if you think some sort of swing's going to get broken, right? So we're just sideways, and I haven't got myself into anything. Okay, we sort of broke there, mucking around. No, maybe the upside. There you go, it broke. We'll try a little long here and we'll see what happens. See if we can get lucky. Where's my 50 pip stop? See, it's not always going to work. Okay, so fine. What's the important thing here? Well, that was my way of trading, so I'm just going to take it again. So here's my swing to the bottom. Break that, I'll take it. Break this to the top, I will take it. No two ways about it. It can hand me another loss. So that's the way I'm going to trade the strategy. So that's the way we'll just keep it going. Okay, broke. Thought we were going to break to the bottom. There you go. We'll short that. Stop up here. And we'll just hope. Boom, up 50 pips. That's alright. Stop the break even. And knocked out. Okay, fine. Line up the next one. You notice that a lot of, got into a lot of decent stuff on breaks, up 50 pips or more. Forming a new trend to the downside here. New swing. I will not be denied psychologically. Okay, so just took another loss. Fine. Well, yes and no. Because then you get psychologically damaged. See this swing through here, this break? Of all this stuff. If we can break that, we'll take it. Because that's going to be a fresh 4-hour swing to the upside in here. Well, some news. Did you see that? Up and down. There's 101 ways to money manage, right? So yeah, I mean, this is the important thing, Mike, is you've taken a couple of hits in a row and it's like, ouch. A couple of break evens, couple of hits, that hurts. But this is the most important thing of trading. If you cannot jump back in and stick to your guns, you're not going to make it. As a trader. I'm telling you now. So you just got to keep trying. Sticking to your guns. Well, I'm just using one, Boyking, as an example, okay? So now we've taken this new swing. Yeah, but the other thing with that, Banny, is we'll get you the details of it. Oh my God. Okay, just relax. Now the 4-hour, right, seems quite bearish. Looking at this. There you go. So now we're coming down, up over 100 pips. Okay, running into some potential support here. Yeah, I've bought a couple of versions myself. I've got one on a couple of computers here. 4-hour 200 EMA. What do you think? Significant? Zoom out on a 4-hour chart. It looks like support maybe. Yeah, potentially. Put a little stop up here and we'll see what happens. Okay, so the 200 EMA was going to be significant. So, okay, we survived. Maybe. Come on. Okay, new lows? Yes. Okay, so we seem to have broken the back of that one. Okay, that sort of thing is not everyone's cup of tea. That's interesting because the Forex test has nothing to do with Wayne. And he's the only one that would do something like that. Okay, so coming down, this thing looks really bearish. I'm going to move my stop above this swing here. You do get the history. So here's your account history here. So it's like MetaTrader. Well, I think it's a $70 discount off $199, so it's $130. Right? So we're up 175 pips. Now, 250. Now, one thing that I've found, and this has actually helped me using the old Forex tester, is sometimes you get yourself at risk of sometimes you see to make, we were 250 pips in profit. I mean, who wouldn't like that at the end of the day in their trading account, right? It's not every day you get one of those. And I find sometimes the further you go in a swing, the more prone you're going to be. If you're going to make more money, you're going to have to withstand like 150 pip pullback to do it. So sort of, I have a rule of thumb that when I get around this sort of area, I actually get really tight with the old stops. And to see if I can get lucky. I'm willing to walk off with like 200 to 300 pips and be in my happy place. Then watch it pull back 150 pips just to make an extra 50 or something. Not really my cup of tea. Okay, so I'm going to take Mr. Stop and just bring that right down above, say, my this sort of area here, and see if we can get lucky. And if I form another swing here, see, I'm gonna move my stop right above this area here. I'm getting tighter and tighter. Okay, because if it goes up, it's probably going to go up 150 pips. Okay, now we're making sort of a double bottom. So if I saw this forming, yeah, we're trading on, I'll tell you what we're trading on, Boyke, we're trading probably on fundamental direction. Because this thing broke up here, sort of came down, hesitated, broke again. Yeah, that to me looks like whatever news was happening on the 12th of November last year. I have no idea. But something's driving this down day after day after day. Because if it wasn't, the 4-hour chart would look more like this. Hello. 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 But it's not. It's just boom. No, Jeremy, I would just say make a trade plan and just take one and just get out. You're complicating things as a novice trader. Okay, and suddenly we're out. Now, the other reason why I put that there is I believe that that's a swing break long, so I can now probably just go ahead and long it and put 50 pip stop down here and see what happens. Okay, so see how we took the break, we went up, we came back to our entry, and now we're heading up. See, if we're going to come down now, this is going to do it right from here, guys, right from the fib of the drop. So with 32 pips in profit after retesting our entry, man, I'm jamming that thing because we're right at that point where if it's going to get short and knock me out, it's going to do it. Thinking about the fractal nature of the market, okay? So I'm praying here. Dear Forex gods, please go make me some pips today. And so we've made 100 to the long side now. See, that's exactly why I moved my stop got tight as well when I was up 250 odd pips there, because I'm going to have to withstand a major turnaround to, at some stage, price is going to probably want to do this if it's even going to head down, looking at the fractal nature of the market. And so if you've got to make a quick 250 pips just riding a 4-hour 5 for a couple of days, just based on a basic 4-hour swing break, dude, take that money and run. Okay, so now we're up a decent chunk in this direction, so let's move our stop. I'm going to go below this swing here. Let's give it a, we'll go below here. Let's give it a bit of breathing space, see if we can get lucky. Like it to go up, make new highs, and then I can move my stop again. Okay, so I'm just going to sort of ride this, guys, because that's going to be a 4-hour swing to the downside, maybe, if we come down. So it's a potential short trade plan. Okay, so what's it look like on a 4-hour chart? Not good enough for me on a 4-hour chart, but we'll see what happens. I'm not going to take it. Okay, but if I break this now, guys, here's my trade plan. Break or break and trade. We'll see. I have no idea. Okay, so we broke significantly and pulled back on one candle, so yeah, that trade's obviously not going to happen. What are we? 19th of November. No idea what's causing that. Okay, so we'll just let it do its thing. But I was looking to short that break. Okay, so now the trade plans will be this. Still liking that break, and we'll still take that break. Okay, so not anything inside there, nothing to do. Okay, breaking, longing, 50 pips stopping. No big deal. Come on. Okay. Sort of hesitated and got going. So we've found new fresh direction to the long side, so I'm going to jam that stop. Do you notice sometimes, guys, no matter what, where you are, where you take a trade, sometimes you need to let things breathe a little bit, excuse me, in order to get into a trade. Okay. Let's see if we can get lucky. That's all we're after here is luck. Nope, break even. Okay, fine. So down it comes. Could have shorted that. That is a faint 4-hour swing, but it doesn't matter. Let's take these two areas as our next trades. Short, long, for now. Okay, shorting. Took our break. Not looking so flash right now. Okay. Now we're making new fresh ground, 30 pips in profit. Jam the stop. Now what's significant looking at the 4-hour, just looking at the 4-hour chart right now, it's done exactly what I was telling you about before, is if it's going to come down, it's going to have to fib that drop and come down. And now the 4-hour chart has essentially gone in a little uptrend through here, and now turned back to a downtrend in terms of price action. So that actually looks quite bearish. And that's all we've jumped on, is tried to jump on that momentum. That's it. Okay, so down we come. Oh, not looking, that doesn't look good. No. Okay, that was probably a little bit bad trade management. There was probably a decent stop to be had in here. That was bad on my part. Okay, so no big deal. If it makes a new low, guys, I will take it. So, swing, swing, break, break, go. I mean, that was a break-even trade. Not ideal, but you know, I hate being up like 80 pips and having nothing to show for it. So, it is what it is. Could have maybe jammed the stop there earlier. So that was not a good, that was not an ideal trade. But never mind. We'll line up the next one. Looking for this now. Break, break. Simple as that. No, Boyke, it's just something I just decided to just an easy demonstration of trading. How to use the Forex tester. So let's move our stop to break even, just down the road here a little bit, just to make sure we get some money if it all goes wrong. So over 100 pips up, which is always nice. It's not hard to execute in real time, I don't think, Robert. Why would it be? Boom. Thank you. Okay. So, sort of get the drift. And we made like 300 pips. Just cruising around there, taking 4-hour breaks. I mean, 50 pips stop's quite a wide berth stop. We did some silly trades. Right? Well, that was the main thing, Money Magnet, is that one of the things I said when I started this whole thing was, hey, anyone can make money doing 101 ways of trading in the markets. It's when they fail, they just blame the tools. It's really the trader. I just took 4-hour breaks, guys. There's nothing rocket science about it. Jammed a 50 pip stop there. And, it could have worked a little bit on, you can build things into it, like time of day. You might never take it in Asia or something, or in between it, Asia or London or New York. You wouldn't do it in the face of news. We took a loss on the NFP. Would never probably take that in the face of NFP. Could have managed things a little bit smarter, but we're just trying to go through in the sort of courses of, just trying to go through some stuff as fast as possible. How long did we trade for? A month. So that's all right. I mean, that sort of thing is what I would expect from a trading account anyway, that sort of pips. I mean, that's what I think trading's sort of all about. Right there. Okay? None of this, oh, I better take profit, I'm up 20 pips and stuff. It's this sort of thing. Trying to make some solid pips. I don't think we actually got into anything of great momentum there either. I think it was pretty average trading conditions overall. It was, you check out the 4-hour chart, I think it was sort of, we came down, but it was a decent, we basically traded a daily swing, a giant daily swing if you like, to the downside. And we took some stuff in both directions and we saw if we got lucky. I just used a 50 pip stop, Ron. Just a blanket stop. I mean, that's not probably, there's probably smarter ways of doing it, but just for the course of the education of the class, that's what I used, yes. Okay, guys, have a good one. And see you tomorrow, talking automation tomorrow, robots of sorts. Just have some interesting talks, discussions about it. Have yourselves a good one, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.